Over the years, more than 70,000 tips came in, but it wasn't until October 26 of 2022 that a task force of investigators felt they had their man. 2 days later, Richard M. Allen was charged with 2 counts, felony counts of murder.
This is the email investigators sent directly to the judge, the prosecutor, and to state court administrators to get more answers about the arrest of Richard Allen. Just hours after we sent this email, the court decided some of the information being kept secret should be publicly released. We now know court records show Allen's initial bond was set at $20 million. We have an online case summary showing past and upcoming court dates. We have a case number, so the public can now follow details and events in the case. Judge Benjamin Diener granted a request by 13 News to release all those details. And following our questions, the court also posted this notice, setting a date for a public hearing for the judge to determine whether important records in the case will remain under seal. All of that now appears on the state's public court website, where anyone can see it, instead of being hidden like it has been for the past 6 days since charges were first filed. What we still do not have is the detailed probable cause affidavit, which details why police believe Allen is responsible for the deaths of the 2 Delphi girls. That is supposed to be public, and it's still being kept under seal. That will be the focus of the public hearing coming up on November 22nd. The judge says keeping that important document under seal has created a difficult situation for the court. Today, Judge Diener copied 13 News on an email to state court administrators. He wrote, "Just so the world knows, the Carroll Circuit Court consists of me, Benjamin A. Diener, the judge. My court reporter was hired Friday and began Monday. My bailiff answers the phone, has no experience and no knowledge about legal process. Thankfully, there is a court administrator that has experience, but she has duties regarding Carroll Circuit and Carroll Superior Courts. That is it. So, I am begging for some assistance to shield me, the court, from this storm, so that I, the court, can keep running the court." The state court administration is providing guidance to the judge on how to handle all the questions. 13 News is continuing to push for the probable cause affidavit because by state law it is considered a public document. Still lots of information we don't know. For example, bail originally set at $20 million. Now, just a few days ago, the prosecutor said there is no bail. It could be 3 more weeks before we learn more details, including what evidence police uncovered to link Richard Allen to the Delphi murders.
What does innocent until proven guilty mean? The presumption of innocence is among the most sacred principles in the American court system. The concept of being innocent until proven guilty means that anybody accused of a crime is assumed innocent until the allegations leveled against them are proven. It squarely places the burden of proof on the government to show that the accused is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees citizens that no one shall be deprived of life, property, or liberty without following the due process of law. The 14th Amendment applies this principle to states in the U.S. Due process can be described as the legal process in which a criminal suspect is either found guilty or not guilty. The fact that a person has been accused of committing a certain crime doesn't necessarily make them guilty. Due process is a constitutional guarantee that prohibits the government from treating citizens in an unfair manner. Technically, it means that the court must follow all procedural standards that protect the personal freedoms of the people. In other words, due process entails the protections afforded to all citizens. The protections can be separated into 2 categories. Procedural due process refers to the requirement for the government to use the stipulated legal process before depriving a person of their life, liberty, or property. This includes giving the accused person notice and ensuring they have the opportunity to be heard in front of a neutral judge. The presumption of innocence is regarded as a procedural process. Substantive due process refers to the rights a person holds, like freedom of speech and freedom of privacy, that cannot be infringed by the government without using due process. Due process was incorporated into the Constitution to guarantee fairness by preventing people from receiving cruel punishments or being wrongly convicted. How does innocence until proven guilty protect you? Besides requiring the government to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, the presumption of innocence offers various protections that include Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, Sixth Amendment right to a lawyer, Eighth Amendment prohibition against excessive bail, the right not to be unjustly detained. People believe the phrase innocent until proven guilty is found in the U.S. Constitution, when in fact this is not the case. However, the concept does originate from the constitutional due process protections found in the 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments. What is the burden of proof? The prosecution has to present affirmative evidence showing the court that the defendant is guilty of the crime they are being accused of, to warrant a conviction. Lack of evidence exonerating the defendant from guilt isn't enough. In criminal case, they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, and in civil cases, only needs to be proven by a preponderance of the evidence. Challenges with upholding the concept of innocent until proven guilty. All accused persons are innocent before the law until proven guilty. Sometimes it's easy to condemn another person without establishing the facts about the allegations. This is why the idea of innocent until proven guilty is entrenched in our Constitution. There are many instances where people are charged and sentenced for mistakes or crimes they didn't commit. While the concept appears good on paper, it's not as easy to practice the concept that someone is innocent until they are proven guilty. Many people rush to judge a defendant without interrogating the facts related to the case. The media often plays a significant role in influencing public opinion with regard to an accused person. For example, the media can portray the defendant in a way that makes it nearly impossible to believe they're innocent. Such reporting can even end up influencing or swaying the decision of judges and juries. No matter how guilty a person appears to be, it's important to follow due process and establish all facts about the allegations before making a decision.
But the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder is sure a major step in leading to the conclusion of this long-term and complex investigation. I am proud to report to you that today, actually last Friday, was the day.